It's about that time of day again here, boys and girls. Welcome back, welcome back. Newsletter time. JJ here. School Trade. Sidewaysmarkets.com is our blog address. We survived options expiration Friday. Please tell me you sold those highs on crude. Please tell me you sold those highs on crude. All right, I'll talk about that in a moment. Boy, we got a lot to talk about here this afternoon. We got Thanksgiving right around the corner. We've got gold right now that looks almost as fun as a double root canal, real sloppy around that 1,200 big round number. We got crude tumbling off the highs here, as if we didn't see that coming a mile away. And this Russell continues just to, well, you know, it's been a frustrating move the last few weeks here on the Russell. First it's up, then it's down, now it's back up. As you can tell, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cover here in only about 25 minutes. Let's jump right in here, though. Before we jump into our charts here, I want to remind you guys, make sure you're watching this video over here at sidewaysmarkets.com. Why is it so important that you watch the video on our blog right now? Well, first of all, if you're watching it on our blog right now, then you can download the charts, grab your free pass. If you're watching this on our YouTube page right now, though, there's a link right below the video on our YouTube page. Get on over here to Sideways Markets for 3 specific reasons. Reason number 1, you can download all the charts that I'm using tonight. That's right. All my hard work, all the charts I'm going to put up for tonight's newsletter, you can download those, and you don't even need to be a student here at SchoolOfTrade.com, right? How nice is that? Second thing, upper left-hand corner, free pass. Maybe you're curious what it feels like to be in our trade room. Maybe you're wondering, how do we use these newsletter charts in our live trade room? I have a free pass for you guys, upper left-hand corner. I would love to give you a rundown in the trade room any day this afternoon, any afternoon this week, I should say. And then third thing here, that's right, there were 3 reasons why you want to be over on the blog. We have a nightly newsletter mailing list. Now, this newsletter mailing list goes out once a day, right before my newsletter goes live, and that way you never have to worry about missing another newsletter. So guys, make sure you're watching this video right now on our blog over here at sidewaysmarkets.com. First of all, you can download all the charts right below that video. You can grab yourself a free pass in the upper left-hand corner to come out and check out our live trade room, see how professional traders handle these markets, and of course, this final thing here, join that newsletter mailing list in the lower left-hand corner. Now, guys, real quick here, before we go into charts here, if you register for the newsletter list or you register for your free pass, I'm going to email you a verification email to make sure we got the right email address and to make sure that you're not a robot. You guys aren't robots, right? Boy, it'd be pretty cool if you were, though. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. 2025 is right on the corner. Anyways, enough chit-chat here, JJ. Let's get to the charts. First things first here, this frustrating market, Russell. We've been watching this thing for the past few weeks here, right? You know, it's been bullishly pushing higher, right? Ever since we got about halfway through the month of October, went right back up and just barely missed that 1,200 big round number all the way up here. Now remember, just to give you guys an idea of where we are here right now, NASDAQ, Dow, S&P, they've all returned back to their all-time highs. The Russell apparently needs to eat its vegetables here. The Russell needs to do a little bit more work to get back up to those all-time highs again. So the Russell's definitely been lagging here among all of the E-mini family, if you will. And, well, last week we saw price get back below this low, but we said be careful, right? Be careful because we want to see it retrace and then go lower. So we avoided catastrophe. We avoided being trapped in here to the sell side, right? We did not take the bait on that. And then, of course, wham, right, goes right back up late last week, spends most of the morning here in the middle, and then jumps up here back to the highs. Here's what I see. I see we have a long-term bullish trend right now in the Russell. That tells me right away buying is going to be my main focus. Doesn't mean we can't sell. It just means that if I had to choose, I would choose to be a buyer right now in the Russell. I know. Short term is definitely sideways. We can definitely see here we get a long-term uptrend, short-term sideways consolidation. Now, guys, I want to remind you here. I want to remind you that when you find yourself in consolidation, The breakouts of this consolidation are extremely risky. Here's the way we do it. If you missed it last week, here's the way we trade a range. There are 3 ways to trade a range. Are you ready? Perfect. The first way to trade a range is to analyze the direction in which we were moving into that range and then look for a trap. In other words, we were moving higher, look for price to try to go lower, and then buy it. Easy. That's the first option. Second option is to buy the break of the new high. Second option is to buy the break of the new high. Not my favorite way to do it. That is not my preferred way, right? That I'll take this as a break of that range. The way that I'm going to look for it will be to see it go up, pull back, and then that's the one I want right there. That's the one that I personally will be looking for here on the Russell. So right now, we are right about at that high right now, and we know this is really going to be difficult. It's really going to be difficult to get a nice, easy buy through that high. So why am I telling you this right now? Well, because, ready? 1, 2, 3. Now we go back to the chart. Let's zoom in a little bit closer now, and you can see that's exactly what we're dealing with right here. We've got this range-bound market after a big move higher. We go up, push into the range. There's my sideways range now. It's very easy to see. So what are my options? My options are to buy at the lows, right? Again, that's where I'm going to be focused on doing it, buying at the lows. Second option will be buying a break of this high. Do not do that. Do not do that. You might get lucky on this one, but you're not going to get lucky more than a couple times in a row, right? Getting lucky once, relatively easy. Getting lucky consistently in the financial markets, yeah, right. That's what the graveyard of trade accounts is filled with, right? Traders who thought they could get lucky more than 2-3 times in a row. So we know, yeah, you might see a big jump up to that 1200. So if you like wooden roller coasters, if you like skydiving, right? You know, if you like a little bit of risk, sure, feel free to buy that 90.5. But for the rest of the smart traders out there, we'll be waiting on price to get up above that level. That's fine by me. I'll gladly let some other poor sucker buy those highs. Hey, and if it makes them money, more power to them. Not on my account, though. And then I'm going to be waiting for price to pull back, and then I'm going to buy it once it pulls back here right now. So what are we supposed to do on this thing? Stay patient. Stay patient right now. If you're a long-term buyer, this is a 32 anchor chart. If you're a long-term buyer, guys, you really have no choice right now but stay patient. I would definitely be waiting for a long-term buyer down around the 1148. I'll then be waiting for a buy up above, but not the first break. Break up, pull back, and then we go right to new highs. Be very careful here right now in the Russell. Now with that, leads me into the faster time frame. The reason why I wanted to make sure I taught you this was because now you're going to see on the faster time frame what appears to be a very bullish short-term trend. And it is, right? We have a relatively bullish short-term trend. But remember, there's your range right here, right? This is a large sideways range right there, right? There's your range. So now if you buy right here, what are you doing? You're buying the high. When was the last time you bought at a premium price and you made money on it? Right? What would have happened if you bought a new home in 2007? You probably lost a lot of money on it, huh? Yeah. So if you buy the highs before the pullback, right? That's what we're waiting on right now. Waiting on a pullback. So if you are going to be a buyer right now in this Russell, and again, you're playing with that bull and you're going to get the horns too with it most often. But again, if you want to be a buyer in the short term right now, you've got buy zones here 76.2, 70.6, 68.4, and a just tasty, a delicious buy zone there at 1156.8. The reason why I say that is because you know the best buying opportunities are going to come right when it feels like those sellers have taken full control, right? Remember, the markets are tricky like that. What feels natural to us, stay the heck away from that stuff. Right now, how about targets overhead? Well, don't forget, we get this little channel we found here, kind of an ugly channel, but we'll use it, right? So the top of that channel is definitely going to be a target. You've got 1207, right? That's right up there with all-time highs again, right? I believe it is. Double check that in the slower time frame. But we get targets at the top of the channel. We get targets at 1207, and we get a target at 1217. I don't think we're going to get 1217 in one fell swoop, but that's where we're headed here if we can break out. Now, what if we never pull back? What if we never pull back? What if we never pull back and then go higher? What do we do if we keep going higher here? We do not buy. We do not buy. Do not buy these highs. Well, again, you can do whatever you want to do. We're all adults here, I think. I think we're all adults, right? You can do whatever you want to do. But we know that a smart trader, over a long period of time, if they buy the highs, they're going to lose money. So what's a trader to do? Wait for it to break out, then buy the pullback. Wow. So there actually is, so just buy the pullback, huh? You're catching on now, right? I'm not going to buy these highs. If we make a new high, perfect. Then wait for the pullback, buy it on the pullback. And if we make new highs here overnight, come in and join me tomorrow morning, and I'll give you guys the exact entry location that I'm looking to be a buyer tomorrow morning. It's very, very easy. Does not need to be complicated. There is a billion-dollar industry built on top of the idea that this has to be complicated. Shall we keep going? So now you know the deal on the Russell right now. Frustrating, that Russell. That Russell's pretty darn frustrating right now. Not so bad on the scalping time frames, but you look at it on a slower time frame, you start seeing how sloppy it is. Now, get the kids out of the room for this one. Like I said earlier, gold looks about as fun as a root canal right now as we jump around this $1,200 an ounce. Now remember, this $1,200 an ounce is the granddaddy of all big round numbers for gold. It's right up there with $100 a barrel on crude, $75 a barrel on crude, right? These are huge psychological levels. Well, the 1200 level on gold is supposedly the mining industry break-even point, right? So we go above 1200, miners have jobs. If we don't stay above 1200, the miners lose their jobs. They took our job. Right? That's the old South Park joke. Anyways, gold trading on top of 1200. We assume it's going to be sloppy. If you don't like slop and chop, do not trade gold right now, right? If you don't like little fake out breakouts, if you don't like slop and chop and up and down, right, stay the heck away from the GC market right now. Now, what's my trend? Do we have a trend? We certainly do. We got higher highs, we got higher lows. There's no question about the trend right now. What does the trend tell me? Trend tells me to be a buyer. Okay, where do I want to buy? According to the last scenario we talked about on the Russell, we don't want to buy the highs, right? We want to buy at support. Buying 1190, buying 1181, buying 1175, right? These are easy. These are easy. Just stay patient. Now again, don't be surprised if we get stuck in the mud around this 1200 and then wham, take off the downside and give yourself a fantastic buying opportunity here. Okay, don't be afraid to buy the lows as it pulls back. Remember, it's going to feel like those sellers are in control. So once this thing goes lower, it's going to make you feel like, oh no, Joe, the sellers are in control now. Not so fast. We will be right there to buy it at that low. So bullish trend, buying near the lows, right? Nothing new there. Absolutely nothing new there. And again, that 1200 big round number, you know, it's probably going to make for some pretty sloppy markets until the end of the week here, until we get to this holiday. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to be right about that. Target for the buyers, if we are able to get a buy here, you get a great target. Now, if it pulls back and we can buy these lows, you definitely want to be taking profit at 1200. Don't be a fool, right? You got 1207, and then we got 1228, we'll say, all the way up, all right? So again, targets overhead, assuming we pull back and then get a buy going here, 1200, 1207, and 1228 right at those highs. You've also got the top of this channel. Don't forget about the top of that channel. That'll also be a great target for you guys. Look at the volume. Last thing here on this chart. Look at the volume. We measure the highs, right? We got some higher highs in price. Perfect. So we should look to buy right now, right? Well, again, this is where we start getting some concerns here. Volume is flat. We know that volume confirms the move. We know there are millions of reasons to explain away low volume moves. Okay, just go watch the month of August, right? You'll see some low volume moves there. But there's only one reason to explain a high volume move. Confidence, right? Conviction. So we know right now there is very little conviction up at that 1207. That tells me right now that if I had to choose any of these 3 buy zones on gold, which one would I choose? Think about this. Give it a good think. Give it a good think, right? We got new higher highs, no conviction from volume. What does that tell me? It tells me we're probably not going to want to buy this area right here. All right, I'm going to look for it. But don't be surprised if it just slices right through this area like a hot knife through butter, and then we get the buy down around the 75. Okay? So volume, a very big red flag. Big round number, a huge red flag. Be careful on gold right now, guys. Be careful on gold right now. This is one of those markets you can just tell is really, really struggling to figure out where they go from here. And for good reason. It's a huge, huge psychological level. So again, look at this chart. Oh my goodness, right? I mean, just disgusting. It looks horrible. It looks absolutely horrible. Now, if you're a brand new trader, you don't know why it looks horrible, but the reality is we can see here just no confirmation to new highs, no confirmation to new lows. We end up drawing in these price wedges here, right? We were wedging here for the most part. Yeah, we made a new higher high here right now, but again, we know we're bullish. We'd like to be a buyer, and I can see 2 buy zones here. I've got 91.9 to 88.2, and I got 82.9 to 79.8. If I was a buyer here on gold, I am drooling over this 1182.9 to 1179.8. That's my area right there. When we start to slop and chop around this 1200, what you want to remember is that, yeah, we'll be able to buy this area here, but think about the reward. Do I have a bigger reward buying the first zone or buying the second zone? Where do I get the most bang for the buck? Right? Where the hell did that thing go? Hold on one second. Let me find that chart here again. Thought we had it here. Where'd it go? Nope, apparently it's gone. Alrighty, I will track that down once we finish up. Did that go to the back? Nope, again, not sure where that chart disappeared to, but now you know, right, the plan for tomorrow, right? So wait on gold. You can download these charts at your leisure anytime you want, but now you know they're on gold, waiting to buy that low, right? Waiting to buy that low. Good work, good work. Next up here, last but not least here on the crude, just as we had expected. Just as we had expected. You're not fooling anybody here, Crude. You're not fooling anyone. Today we heard from the Iranian oil minister today, saying these prices are too low. These prices are too low. Yeah. Okay. You got it. For some reason, I thought that the OPEC crew would come out and say, no, we're good. Feel free. 60s, 50s sound good to me. Right, so if we didn't think the wheels would start to squeak a little bit here, yeah, okay. But the reality is this. The majority of the OPEC nations have come out and said, we're okay with this. And we know the strategy. The strategy is very clear. The OPEC countries, the largest OPEC countries, the larger OPEC countries, the Saudi Arabias of the world, the ones that could literally burn this stuff all day long and have plenty of it, right? They've come out and basically told us we've got so much inventory right now. The last number I read was 800 billion, right? I mean, this is a huge number. And because we're getting really warm weather here in Los Angeles, besides the last week and a half cold snap there in the Midwest, they're calling for warmer temperatures. We get a strong dollar syndrome pushing this crude down. And, well, there's not exactly a lot of violence happening in the Middle East that we're not aware of. So there's no fundamentals, right? There hasn't been any fundamental shift. And just like I said this time last week, we're waiting for prices on crude to go up and then sell them right back down. Now, I'm not sure if you saw this from last week. Did you guys see this from last week? Where was that? Thursday night, right? Thursday night, we talked about selling this area here, right, at that 77.83, right, up to 77 or 78.09, right, 78.83. I gave it 77.99, right, but literally it went straight, I mean, literally to the tick at the bottom of that range, and then just absolutely collapsed here. This was called in the newsletter on Thursday night, and so that's where we are here now, right? So now you can see here we are coming down off those highs now. Long-term trend is down. We're clearly looking to sell here on crude. I have targets waiting for me here, 74.24. I've got 71.25, and yes, do not adjust your television sets, kids. That is $69 a barrel and 44 cents for another target. Guys, we could be there later on this week. It's all up to these sellers right now to see how far we go. We know, though, there's going to be some profit taking, though, down around this 74.24, 73.26. You got to assume that. So don't get too greedy. Take some profit off of that 74.24, 73.26, 71.25 should be an easy target if we can get below that 73.26. We know what we're doing here. We know we're selling short here on crude. Okay, we went up into that sell zone here. You got one little peck off it, and then up to that 78 for the short that I called last week, and we're off of the race to the downside right now. Where's our short-term selling opportunities here right now on crude? Where am I selling short? Okay, again, you got that monster sell off that high. And I must have labeled it wrong in the newsletter because the level I had was 77.83. Either way you slice it, though, you can easily see here, though, close is definitely close enough on that one, right? We go up, collapse back down, all the way back down to those targets. Go back and watch last night's or last Thursday's newsletter, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, what are we doing here? Well, short-term trend, same thing as the long-term trend. We are bearish here in that short-term trend. Draw the trend line off the high, get a little bit sneaky there and draw that trend line off that prior high, and you can see here we are right at the low. We're right on top of a reversal line. I'll tell you what you don't want to do right now. I can pretty much tell you exactly what not to do right now. Do not sell this crude right now. If you are not short from that 77.85 area we called last Thursday, if you're short off that still right now with us, then definitely hold on to this. If you're a short-term seller right now, this is the wrong place to be selling. The best place to be a seller will be at those highs here, right, of that short-term range. But the reality is, though, I've got some easy spots here for you guys to sell. 76.24, 76.64, 77.32. And if we happen to get back up there to 77.83, you can easily see, of course, that will be another good selling opportunity there for a double top. All right? We got lower lows. We've got lower highs. Just be aware, though, where we are right now. Do not sell right here. You got a reversal line there at 77.42. Do not sell right there, and do not be surprised if we jump up here a little bit here overnight and then get us into a nice selling opportunity tomorrow morning, right, in the morning session. Trend is down on crude. Sell at resistance. If you can't find resistance, come out and see me tomorrow in my live trade room. I'll walk you guys right on through where we're going to be looking to sell crude tomorrow. As you can see here, ain't nothing changed here. Nothing's changed here on the crude. Wrapping up here. Let's grab that news here for tomorrow. We have a shortened week here because of one of my favorite holidays. I really enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you guys do too. We have a short week this week. Now, Thursday is going to be the day off. Friday is a travel day, so be very careful on Friday. So really, we got Thursday, Friday off. We got everything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, if you want my opinion. You're more than welcome to trade Friday, but, like I said last week, call grandma, right? Go to your aunt and uncle's house. Spend some time with the people that you love. During these times, one of the things that I learned, and it's a tough lesson to learn. Okay, here's what I learned about the holiday areas. When you're a new trader, you're desperate to get as much screen time as you possibly can, right? At least I was. I wanted to trade every second of every day, and here's the reality. It doesn't work that way. Have you heard about this thing called the self-fulfilling prophecy? If you haven't, Google it, all right? Our buddies at Google will teach you that stuff. I also talk about this in my beginner's course at School of Trade. We talk about the importance that we obey that self-fulfilling prophecy, that we respect that self-fulfilling prophecy. What does that mean? It means that because professional traders know that Thursday is a holiday and that Friday is a travel day, and most successful professional traders are probably on their private jets late Wednesday, Thursday, and then, of course, all day Friday going wherever the heck they're going. We know that the majority of the market expects that, and they will also be taking the time off from trading. So if you're a brand new trader right now, you need to think about it this way. You're not going to learn anything valuable on Thursday or Friday with the exception of learning how to lose all your money. The reality is, if you make money on Friday, you're not going to be able to replicate it under normal price action. If you lose money on Friday, well, you're not going to be able to really take responsibility for it because subconsciously you're going to blame it on the low volume, right, Black Friday. So what I'll recommend you do is if you're like I was when I was a brand new trader and you're really itching to get as much screen time as you possibly can, use Market Replay. Right? Record the data. NinjaTrader has a great software package that allows you to do that. It's no extra cost. It's really easy to use. If you need to, come see me. I'll show you how to do it. It's very, very easy. We teach all of our students how to use Market Replay so they can replay their trades every afternoon, right? You take your trades in the morning. Every afternoon, you replay it back. And when you do that for a few weeks consistently, you're going to see remarkable improvement. Okay, you may not be a professional right overnight, but you'll get better every day that way. So Thursday, Friday, even though you could trade right on Friday, definitely wouldn't recommend it. Definitely wouldn't recommend it, right? When the kids are out of school and the banks are closed, we stay the heck out of the market. If you want to trade during those times, use Market Replay, right? Go back a few weeks, trade a day that you don't know what's coming, right, and do it that way. That's a lot better because if you try to force trades during low volume environments, if you try to force trades at midnight Eastern time or on Black Friday this week, all you're going to get is bumps and bruises. And if you make any money, it's going to be in a very difficult condition. You're not going to be able to feel confident you can replicate that the next time. And the worst part is that if you lose money, subconsciously you're going to blame it on, right, the lack of volume or the holiday. Okay? So don't trade those days when everyone else is out of the market, right? Save yourself the hassle. If you're a new trader, and you want to get more screen time, use Market Replay. As always, come out and see me tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. Okay, looking at this for tonight, we got news for tonight, 7 o'clock out of the BOJ. We got the meeting minutes out of the BOJ. We jump in tomorrow morning at 2 a.m. out of Germany. Excuse me, hiccups here. 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. tomorrow morning from Germany, 8:30 a.m. in the U.S. We've got CAD news, same time, and then we've got 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock news in the U.S. That's what you're going to be watching tomorrow. We got one tonight at 6:50, tomorrow morning 2 a.m., 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning in the U.S. That will most likely be the big number tomorrow. Okay, in case you're wondering at home, that will most likely be the big number tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You know there's going to be a lot of news chatter out of that GDP from Germany because Europe is basically in a technical recession right now. Germany really just slightly sidestepped its own technical recession. And so we're wondering to see what the soap opera is going to be tomorrow morning. But again, the big news tomorrow, though, will likely be 8:30 a.m. from that GDP report in the U.S. All right, guys? So looking at the news for tomorrow, we got early morning in London. That should get the party going early for you guys. We've got early morning in the U.S. It's going to be an early mover on the U.S. session. And then we go all the way until 10 o'clock here, consumer confidence. So we should have a full day of trading opportunities here, starting in Asia tonight, going to London tomorrow morning, and then getting into the U.S. session at 8:30 a.m. We've only got 3 days this week, right? It's a hump day tomorrow. So enjoy it. Make some money out there. We're going to be selling crude, buying gold, buying Russell. And again, be aware, this week's going to be a little bit odd because you've got that self-fulfilling prophecy. Traders will be starting to travel here, going wherever the heck they're going around the world of ours, right, to visit grandma, all their family here ahead of Thanksgiving holiday. If you guys are heading out early this week, have a safe travel. Be safe out there. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. If not, I'm going to come back and see you again tomorrow. So come out and join me again tomorrow. My trade room opens up tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be trading live with all of our students here at School of Trade. Don't forget, head over here to SchoolOfTrade.com. Join our free trial. You're going to learn more in that free trial in a few weeks than you will spending a year on Google, I'll tell you that much. We offer 3 levels of membership. You can learn more about these 3 levels of membership by following those links and watching our videos. And don't forget, we've always got someone standing by here 24/7, 365 to give you guys some help. All right, guys, a little bit of chaotic markets going on right now. Don't forget, if you need help, come out and see me tomorrow. We'll walk you right through it in real time. Signing off now from our corporate headquarters in a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Los Angeles, California. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And again, if I don't see you back here tomorrow, have a great Thanksgiving. I'll be here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for you guys. And we'll see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.